Hello everyone, I'm back with my second video, and as promised, I'll start talking about chief of staff and the roles that make up this whole position. We'll start with hard skills today. So let me get started with sharing the screen. Okay, so my recorder did not allow me to share the screen with the recording on, so I had to record after the sharing had started. Anyhow, so to begin with, these are the hard skills. I've sat down, I've filtered it into three broad areas, which is the internal teams, clients, and other projects. So other projects can expand to a lot of different things, but in my current role, it is just mainly it talks about only expansion plans, and expansion plans can range over from expanding to different services, different offices within the country, outside the country. Do you want to register for a different entity? A lot of different compliances, finances, research goes into it. So it's not a really small project that you are working on. So it and the timeline can vary from weeks to months. Coming next to the clients, so a lot you we can have a lot many clients, so that's why I've written client n. uh, as the number of clients increases, two main basic things will remain same. One will be the project management and one will be the data management. So project management specifically takes care of all the steps or the processes that uh, come within the client project. The project can be like very short term, can be very long term, like from one like a monthly project or to like a whole annual project. It can be planned out in a certain way with a timeline and deadlines across different departments. So all of those project management is included. You may also need your clients team to help in between, so they also have particular timelines for the project to be successful. So in and all, this is what do you call the Gantt chart that you have imagined in a particular tools. There are main tools that you can use in forming those. And but I kind of like Excel, which is the standard millennial way of working things. So that's my go-to for project management. Coming to data management, a lot of data is created before and after in the process of working in the project. So a lot of data that was already created is analyzed before the project is started. A lot of data is created in the process, either side of the, like from the client's end or from the agency's end. Or maybe if you're talking about product, so product also has a lot of analytics and data that is generated, and on each step the user kind of moves. So all those data have to be managed, have to be analyzed, kept in a particular secure place, uh, accessible to everyone, whoever is part of the team who's working on that. So all of that management is kind of overlooked by the chief of staff. It is not really getting into the processes and doing things yourself, but you as chief of staff, you need to understand what all goes within the client's whole project, what all files go where, who does what, and how much time that would take for each step to get completed. Okay. So finally, the last part is the internal team, which is the most important part here. And to start with, I've divided into like four major broad areas of concern. So one first is expense monitoring. So basic, the business starts with revenue generation. So when you are getting all the money, where is it getting spent? Is it getting spent on the right areas? Is it getting spent too much for the value it is providing? All of those analysis has to be done, so that has to be monitored. And you can divide all of those expenses into four different regions again, which is invoicing. Invoicing means the revenue that would come in, so how much you're invoicing. A part of it, I also learned that invoicing can go, like, let's say there's an X amount of invoice that you generated, and if you're getting money in different currency, there would be a little loss, or what do you call, So in invoicing, there are a lot of middlemen or technology apps that take their own cuts. Like there's banking partner, then there's conversion charges, and there are a lot of different charges that get added on. So what you invoice as a particular amount may not reflect in your account. So how much percentage are you like giving away in invoicing versus revenue that you are getting is also a concern. Like you have to check that. So I got a payments partner who kind of they tried to help around in that. I'll talk about them in a separate post on LinkedIn, like probably a text post, not a video post, maybe. So that is one thing that I've learned there. uh, Payroll, obviously, how much the salary goes for the employees, how much you're paying to the contractors, like freelancers and all of that. That also is another huge expense, obviously, human expense also. That also is controlled by a tool or payment partner. So I'll talk about that in a separate text post, maybe. A lot of tools and subscriptions get used during the whole process, like whatever you're working on. So a lot of like Slack, Gmail, basics tools, or even like a lot of subscription tools. Maybe now AI has come in, so ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever different. I'm just giving examples. These are not specifically to us, but I'm giving an examples of tools and subscriptions that you would require. And also coming to compliances. So a lot of compliances which can be based on finance and also hiring, like people's management. So like TDS, GST, ESI, PF, all of those are part of like taxations. All of those form the part of compliances. So all of that has to be taken care by someone if you do not have a finance team there. If you do have finance team, then like half of your like that worry is gone. Again, coming now to data management, we discussed data management in case of clients. Then internally also, we create a lot of data which is privy to only employees and not outside the company. So how is that managed? How is that accessed? How is that given out to each employee basis the different hierarchy levels? So the top management or the higher senior management may have different access to a data than the people in the lower ranks. No, not really discriminating, but I think it is more of what their roles are, what they have to do in that way also. So a major part of chief of staff is also hiring. uh, it is not generally same for all companies. It is for me in my particular role. I also head the HR, the HR reports to me. So hiring is also a part of what I do. So but basically it's more of a people's management. So I'll talk about people's management in the soft skills video. But hiring is obviously so recruitment to onboarding to offboarding, everything comes in within. So basically hiring is that. In the people management, within, once the employees are part of the team, so how our inter and intra team collaborations get done. So there are specific OKRs set. There's timelines and process defined, who does what, how much time does everyone take. So all of those gets defined within. And also productivity and efficiency using different tools also need to be monitored. This is very important when you're working on a remote setup, because you really cannot see people working or not working. When they want to take some time off, who wants to work a little extra, sit down the night hours, maybe they want to work on an async setup. A lot of these things also need to be considered. So tools really help there to monitor the productivity and efficiency, and ensuring that productivity and efficiencies kind of go through, uh, like manage can be. So essentially, this is what I do, and I've ran through on the major parts of what my work looked like. So I'll do a soft skills part also, which is also important part of chief of staff. It is just not the physical work that you get done. There's a lot of softer parts to it. So that will also be a part. Maybe next week we'll do. But if you have any questions, you can write in the chat comment box. You can send it on DM, works for me. And see you next week.